Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay, we're going to have FMLFPL on the one.
Miss Walsh.
Dude, you're coming in with a monster week. Absolutely destroying Chester in the cup. Destroying everyone.
Let's go.
And I fall to 0-2. I'm in a big hole.
Yeah, but the group's so many games, right?
Yeah, I have chance. So many goals.
So many goals. So many
He
goals.
made so many tackles.
Oh my God, that one, the 1B Newcastle legend, the Man United guy.
What's up with you? What's happening?
I'm chilling, dude. I've been really fucking busy over here. Just a lot of action going on in my life. But, you know, the matches play on and we play
FPL
on.
just
so
keeps
here
coming.
We are. FPL games keep coming thick and fast.
Yeah, Bri, just get this question out of the way. Bri said it's not really a question, but do either of you feel doubles fatigue this year? It used to be unusual, so I look forward to them, but there's so many, it's making planning harder. I'm missing out on good picks who don't double, holding guys I don't like because they do double. Dude, I could not agree more. Like every fucking pod for the last month, it's just like, doubles, everyone's making this move. Everyone's making the same moves, getting the same guys because there's only like 4 teams that double every other fucking week. It's so annoying, man.
I mean, we've talked about this before in years past, like how much we detest the new FPL or the new scheduling as it is. I mean, I think it's been, I want to say it's probably 4 seasons ago when we had what we've been used to with the 2 doubles, like 33, 37 doubles, where it's just due to the world is a normal place and it doesn't, have all these disruptions and there's, the FA Cup 5th round, whatever that normal shit is, where there's just 2 doubles. But
one big blank and 2 doubles. That's how it was. Yeah,
that's how it was. There's one game week where there were 4 matches and whatever. Yeah. And now it's, I think what he's saying, it just makes the game so much less interesting and fun because you're taking a lot of players out of the pool that you could pick because you have to do this or you're just stupid and bad and going to do bad. Right. And it puts the game a lot more on rails and it just makes it less fun in general to me, for sure.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. It's a brutal time. And just for us, for like, potting and all that shit, it's rough, dude. It's fucking like a slog with this many games nonstop. Every fucking weekday there's a game or a Champions League game or another postponed game, and it's just like, oh my God. Anyway, getting that out of the way, look at this monster fucking Walsh week. Are you kidding me?
Stupid. It's
74?
So
How's it feel?
Same as when I got 44 last week.
Come on.
Dude, I'm so fucking, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Greens don't even feel good anymore?
No, I don't care.
Zinchenko
I'm like 2 million this,
Tarko
2 million
8-pointer.
there. Yeah, it's whatever. I've been like honestly just enjoying watching games. Like I'm so much less attached to the FPL like shit because I'm so bad. So I've just been having a lot more fun just watching games and seeing the tactics and thinking about it from that standpoint than like whatever my stupid ass fucking players do in this game,
Fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
That's where I'm at. Keep giving me skeleton heads in our team sheets, please.
I'll keep the skeletons if you want them. Yeah.
I want skeletons until I die.
Fine.
How about
no
you
problem
over
with
there?
that. So I had a bad week. I have 48.
It's not that bad though.
It's not that bad because it was a low scoring week. The elite teams, top 10K teams were around 54, so I'm -6 to like those teams. Yeah. I went down 13K. I'm still 47K. I saved, so it's like you kind of, I feel like, expect to usually get a red on a save, and it's not that big a deal. And I have 2 frees going into a double, so I'm still in a pretty good spot. But Sunday was just like, okay, I need United to not clean, and I'm praying that Bruno keeps quiet. And it's just so tilting. That game was so tilting. And the Bruno points weren't tilting because Bruno's great, and I expected them to beat Leicester and score goals. But the Shaw clean, I'm just like, oh my God, how many points is this guy fucking me with?
Shaw giveth and Shaw taketh away for you. I mean, he gave you so much profit, and then
18 points in 2 game weeks. In 2 games where they're nowhere near keeping it clean. If you just look at the chances conceded and the numbers, and they just
no one cares about that shit because they did keep the cleans,
except me. Yeah,
fucked.
I get absolutely fucked.
That's why it's G and not XG on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Yep. There it is. League updates. Haven't done this in a while, but the leaders for February so far. In first place, Chris Mullen, aka El Malisictos or something like that. Chichos. I don't know how to say it. That. Gavin Doyle, aka Holland, and Wolves in second, and Lars Jensen, aka Dominator 2000 in third. What a team name that is. And then shout out to the leader of the public league, Ridian Eldridge, with the team name, one of my all-time favorite names. So
it's good.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Break a tie.
Yeah,
that'll break a tie.
That's a good like hint for the cuppers, But we're gonna see if you change your name like after this pod to team name. I'm gonna know, and that's
that'll break a tie for your enemy.
Yeah, exactly. Where would you like to begin with the lots of goals and crazy matches this week?
So many goals. I think we should, for the first time in seemingly months, start with your dumb team.
Oh yeah. So we got,
because that's what's up this week.
Many questions about Liverpool guys, Liverpool assets, captains, all this shit. They beat Newcastle 2-0. Pope does a thing that was unbelievable to the naked eye. And then, they have, they're at Palace, home Wolves with ample time in between the games. So understandably, people are looking at the teams. Mishka said, I can't decide if it's time to bring in Liverpool players for the long haul or just free hit for the double, not take any actual hits. Ethical said, despite a couple of wins, I'm still not convinced by Liverpool. Is it because they're still a bit shit? I'm a bit shit, or because I'm a Liverpool fan. How convinced are you they don't make Palace and Wolves look like Brighton and Wolves in their recent 3-0 wins over Liverpool? I guess I'm most interested to hear what you have to say about the defense. What do you think? Danny Guy asked about Allison, Josh B and Warren asking about Jomez. A lot of people are interested in Trent and Robbo. What are you thinking with the defense right now?
It's still bad. I think
it's really bad.
Objectively bad and abject.
Okay, I'm glad that you're with me there.
Yeah. The thing about it, saying that, though, is at Palace, home Wolves, home Man United, at Bournemouth, home Fulham. There are 2 cleans there. They still have Allison, who's best keeper in the world.
Fucking unreal, right? This guy.
They're going to still let up a couple of big chances a game. That's what they do, and that's what they've been doing consistently. They just need to get lucky on a couple games here in this small window upcoming, and the teams that they're playing are so bad that I still expect 2 cleans at least in those 5. So with that, I still think Trent looks like he's back, which it's been a long time. This is last year vintage since he looked like this.
He looks great.
Yeah. So he seems like just a good pick right now for this, at least the double moving onwards. And Robbo's, he's still probably okay because he still does sometimes a little bit of attacking, but I'm definitely not
great on bones.
Yeah, and he's got some set pieces, but it's kind of whatever. So I think it's Trent's good, Robbo maybe, and then I'm not too interested in any of the others, in the center backs.
Yeah, I just don't feel good about a lot of transfers in, but I also don't feel good about the clean. I mean, he's
probably Pope. People at Pope are like, oh God.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Just get a doubler right in there. But I'm with you. The only real game since fucking September, I don't even know that they deserved the clean was that Everton game because Tarko hit the post and that was it. Everton did nothing else. Yeah, nothing else.
Been hitting the post.
Tark is just getting his head on everything. But just I look at these games and I'm like, I know. I feel like I know exactly how they're going to go in terms of stylistically. It's just like who's going to score the goals or not. That's the mystery, right? It's like, are Liverpool going to score 3 against Wolves, or are Wolves going to score 2 on the break? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like, is Elise going to score a banger on his only chance? Or like, is Sarabia going to somehow do something because they have a 3-on-3 break, 1 of 3 times in the game, which will happen.
Right. Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm still thinking about getting Trent and Robbo, though, with my team, because my team's a little bit awkward right now. And just playing them for these 5 games and then probably removing
and then reassess
both.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's
28 is... I don't follow, obviously, the doubles and stuff to the level of some other FPL pods, but I know that 28, I think, is supposed to be like the big blank. That's like the FA Cup big blank.
Oh, well, that changes things.
That does change things because... Yeah, exactly. So I'm more looking at like 25, 26, 27 for players I want to transfer in, because it seems like, based on what I know, I'll probably free hit in 28. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good to
know. And then the attackers.
It makes them a lot worse, because then they play City and Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
Defense.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool.
So then attackers, I think Mo is the obvious one, but still worth exploring. Tio said, with guys like Trent, Bruno, Liverpool attackers being a thing again, I feel like I actually have to look at prices a bit more. With that in mind, is Mo worth it over the other attackers or even Robbo? Tree said, is Gakpo and Trent better than Mo and Tark if I'm capping Saka? Because Mo's not a guaranteed cap this week by any stretch. Jeff D asking what we think about Bob. But let's just start with Mo. He's still the most expensive player in the game. He's trickling along some returns in the last 2 games, but a multitude of blanks before that. They still have no pens on the season. I still think it's smart to just get him.
Yeah. He's fine, but I don't think it's, I don't think if you're going into this game week without him, you're like, oh my God, I'm so fucked. I just don't think that's the case. He's just not, he hasn't shown to be that player. He hasn't shown that he's going to hit 28 points this game week on a double. No. He could. He's going to probably play at 180. And, it just takes maybe a pen for that to come. And he plays well in both, something like that. It gives me a little bit of a flashback to last year, where I think he had the double and he was kind of shitty before and immediately after, but he had a huge double game week haul last year. I think they played Wolves in one of those games too, actually.
I can't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm getting some type of memory, some type of inkling to that, but yeah, it's depends. I think how much do you have to rip your team up, and how easy or difficult is it to get him in? And
I think it was this. I think it was Norwich Leeds at home. Okay, and he scored 3 total goals and an assist, 2 pens in the Leeds game.
Yeah, I remember that, because I didn't have him capped or something.
The thing is, I think it also is a bit of risk aversion if you're decently ranked and trying to go for a high rank and stuff, because I do think that the majority of quote unquote competitive managers are going to bring him in, and he will be capped by half of them. Probably it's going to be pretty evenly split between Saka and Mo. If I had to guess, maybe a little bit. Maybe it's 60-40 Saka or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, the potential to explode is always there, and the minutes are guaranteed, which, we'll talk about Gakpo and Darwin. The minutes are not guaranteed. And yeah, Darwin might even be hurt, so it might not even be worth talking about.
Today, they said, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll see tomorrow in the Madrid game, if he's on the bench or whatever. But yeah, so I really think that people should get him in, and just he has an extra game than anyone bar Arsenal, Everton, and Wolves in the next 3, and they're really good fixtures. The home United's not, but at Bournemouth, at Palace, and home Wolves are. So I think it's worth it. I think people should definitely bring him in.
Yeah, and we're seeing them come back into form as a team, and they look like we're used to them looking. So it's likely that as they continue to play together and get to know each other better, that they'll continue to put in good performances. It doesn't seem like this is some aberration. They just we know that this is what we've been expecting. The aberration is more kind of what we've been seeing over the course of the season. And But I do think that Darwin is like better for FPL, honestly.
For FPL, if he's fit and starts both. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's
a monster with chances.
Yeah, he's a monster. I mean, they have so many passages of play where Mo is just not involved and they score a goal. It's so hard for that to happen without Darwin the way that they currently have been playing.
It does seem that way. Even when he's left wing, like it shows how little positioning really matters in the long run, right? Like Mane was left wing, Mo's been right wing his whole career. It doesn't you don't need these guys to play through the middle. Like Darwin's shooting like 5 fucking times a game and getting a million chances per game, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely like him more. I think from an FPL game strategy standpoint, everything you're saying has to be weighed because it is a game we're playing against millions of other people. Right, it's not just what you think is smarter or better. So that said, I do think Darwin's an outstanding pick. And barring fitness, we'll see what happens in the Real Madrid game this week as we enter into the weekend. Even if he plays, 120, if he plays, or whatever, something like that. I still think he's not only a good pick for this week, but I think he's just like a top 3 best FPL forward in the game also.
Good pick. He is.
Like he's just a really good pick as they start to come into form and come into like playing this way.
Yeah, I wanted to comment on that really quickly because as a Liverpool
a long time
fan,
if you want.
Well, it's just saying as a Liverpool fan, I feel like I have a negative bias like towards my own team, sort of like what Ethical's question was, and like the results and the position in the table and all that stuff affect me almost more than they should when it comes to FPL. Like Liverpool's top 3 in XG on the season, and they have no pens. They're just still an incredibly good attack.
What's their non-penalty XG on the season?
It's the same. Same as their XG. But it's just, and if you asked anyone, they wouldn't say that. They'd be like, rightfully so, they'd be like, no, Liverpool sucked this year.
And we would say not scoring the points. We knew that.
Yeah, we know that, but I have a hard time separating in my head when I'm like, when the double got announced, I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm getting Liverpool players, and then like a couple good performances, look at the underlyings, and now all of a sudden we're just like, no, they're still just attacking really well. It's really the defense that's fallen off a cliff and is still bad. And then Jeff D asked about Bob, and then we have to talk about Gakpo because we got a bunch of Gakpo questions. I mean, TCAP said, is Gakpo worth a -8 if you have Mahrez? St. Luke said, how many minutes does Gakpo get in the double? Jitterbug, if you can get Gakpo for free or Mo for a hit, is it better to take the hit? And X50 is Gakpo flying under the radar a little bit. I saw he price rose tonight, so clearly people are bringing him in. What do you think?
You start this one. The Gackening. What's up?
The Gackening. I'm
dog?
Very worried about minutes. And I think maybe we'll get some indication of if he's clearly first choice or not tomorrow. We'll see what kind of team Liverpool puts out. I really don't know. But he's playing really well, and his stats are really, really good. I mean, he's getting a ton of shots. He's getting a ton of XG. By all accounts, he's always been a very, very plus finisher. So if he's getting that number of shots, you can expect goals to follow. But I am really worried about minutes. That said, I think it's worth a punt. I definitely think it's worth a punt. He could easily score 2+ goals if he gets 120 minutes or something like that. But, if people are transferring out good picks who blank, I wouldn't transfer out Rash or something like that for Gakpo. I feel like it's a particular team that would go for Gakpo, and I'm not sure that I have that team. Yeah.
I mean, he's fucking good. He's just good. Really good. And
he gets better every game. He's playing a position he's never played before in a team he's never played for. He's played 5 fucking games, Yeah.
And
he just gets better and better.
Good ass player. And he's getting better. The biggest thing with the minutes really is just Jota's fitness to me, I guess.
Jota. And he came on and played 30 or something.
Yeah. He hasn't played for a long time.
Really long.
So, he played 20, played 30. They have so many games with Champions League, another midweek next week. And then, they basically have 2 games a week for the next month. So there's obviously going to be times where Jota's going to be able to start and play 60 or 70. I don't know if that's now or it's going to still be in a week or two. Bob's fit. There are going to be games where Bob starts, plays 60, this or that.
Right.
So there's going to be rotation. I think ultimately it comes down to, this isn't a long-term pick if you're going for Gak. Bob and Jota just came back, so it might take them longer than you'd think than we would maybe think for them to be able to start a game. And at this point, their first choice front three is Darwin, him, and Mo.
For sure,
unquestioned.
For sure.
So sure, he could sub at 58 if they have a game done and they're laughing, but getting 6 points when you get subbed at 58 is fine, right? He's playing really well. So yeah, I think he's definitely flying under the radar. And I think if you're not going to captain Mo and you want to make a midfield transfer, Gakpo is by a lot the second best midfielder to transfer in the game this week. So
yeah, assuming you're tripled on Arsenal already, which most people I think are.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's totally reasonable. I mean, to me, it's like with my team is if I want to get Mo, I have to get rid of Kane. So do I want to do that, or do I could easily just get Gakpo, not move Kane, So I'm sure there are people that have that kind of a situation too. So, I think it's a close one to weigh though, because it's still like 4 million. And I think capping Mo is the biggest thing. If you're not going to cap Mo, like taking a hit for Mo and not capping him, when you could take like that question about getting Gakpo instead, I would lean towards just getting Gakpo.
And cap Saka.
I'm on this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about cap because De Bruyne, Fabrizio, Mishka, Harley was all asked Mo, Saka, or Trent for cap this week. And Bad Homburg said, would you triple cap Mo or Saka this week for those who still have the chip?
Yeah, I would triple captain. Yeah, whatever. Totally would do anything with that. Yeah. Either fine. Yeah, do
you think the fixtures are much different for the two? Like Arsenal are at Leicester home Everton, Liverpool are at Palace home Wolves. Like, I don't see much difference in the fixtures.
Yeah, I think they're right around neck and neck. Leicester, as we just saw against Man United, do have a propensity to have these really wide open games.
Yeah, they do.
Playing us at home, as bad as we are, in air quotes bad, we play you guys well year on year, and Selhurst, we don't ship a lot of goals at Selhurst generally.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
And this year Wolves, it's only been home Fulham and home Spurs. Those are the only games where they really, let up a bunch of goals at home.
Mm-hmm. And then the home. I think it's close enough. It's not even really worth trying to dissect. I think it's, I'm more looking at Mo and just thinking that he doesn't, he still kind of, floats and flits in and out of the game. He makes a lot of link up play. Yep. He's still just, he looks great. The last couple of games, he's looked great. He looks back, but I don't know. I feel like Saka or Arsenal, I just still have more confidence in them.
Me too.
I prefer capping Arsenal players than Liverpool players in general.
But I think I'm with you. Arsenal are just so much more consistent, and you expect Liverpool can really put a stinker in either or both of these, and no one would be that surprised. Whereas Arsenal go with these two games, and I still expect them to just completely dominate both games and score 2+ in both games. That's the consistency is a big thing for me when it comes to cap. So I feel like I'll be on an Arsenal guy too, which does make it a little more of a stretch, I think, to go for Mo, to get rid of some other really good premium for Mo is tough.
I wonder too, it's with Mo, it's weird because we have all of this historical, stuff, because it seems obvious, just get Mo, cap him, double, 2 easy fixtures, nope, easy.
Yep.
But the issue that I have with it is just it's not really born out of what we're seeing recently, I think. It's just the obvious thing to do. And he's the most expensive player. He's he's the best. Well, right. But he just, and that at the same time, I'm sure this game week will happen and we'll look back and be like, how did we not cap Mo?
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
That nags at me.
And pens really do color our opinions. If Saka's on 6'9", 6'2" last 4, right? If he didn't get a weird as fuck pen that's never been called in the history of the Premier League against City, he's probably on 6'2", 6'2", and we're Yeah, he has 1 goal, 1 assist last 4. Like, Arsenal are kind of slipping, kind of weird. Obviously they roared back against Villa, but like, I feel like I would mentally be in a different place with Saka, whereas like in my head I'm like, oh, fucking obviously Saka's the best pick,
Yeah.
And if Mo got a pen in either one of the last 2 games, everyone would be on him. That's just like a natural human bias, I think, right?
Yeah.
Mo's on 6 and 11 the last 2 where they played well. If one of those turns into a fucking 14 or something, and we're just like, holy shit,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, though, it's still like, if you can get all these guys, you're going to be in okay shape, so these are all like a little teeny tiny here or there, 51-49 call with Mo, Saka, whatever. Like that's just going to be the coin flip nature of it. But yeah, I mean, the more if you get them all, you just kind of spread your exposure and you're not going to get too damaged. You just hope you get the coin flip right. But they're all good. I mean, I think is I was talking about this like a few weeks ago, I think, right, about the games I was kind of looking. Yeah, so these 2 games seem like more like his kind of game. So I think Mo is definitely chalk. I do think he's chalk this week.
I mean, his numbers are just strictly better than Saka in every meaningful way. Saka has more points and has more goals and assists, but if you're looking underlying and all that stuff, it's not really that close.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think definitely Mo's chalk, and, for a fine reason. They look good and they're playing it. So, yeah, not too, I don't have like too much of a strong feeling about any of it. I think they're just all good. You just go with whatever story you want to tell yourself and just put the C on whoever that is. And yeah,
definitely
if you have your triple captain, that's for sure. And yeah, if you have your triple captain, it's also, good time to play it for sure.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good time.
I think Trent's crazy though. I don't think that's a play.
With the inconsistency and the lack of a shout for clean sheets, I hate it. I actively hate it.
Yeah. They should have shipped 2 against Newcastle.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like, I mean, they took their foot off the gas, 10 men, whatever, but like they were still bad.
Yeah.
Just again, this is the bias of recency, like getting a haul, right? Trent gets 12 and people are considering a cap. Yeah. If Newcastle scored 2 and Liverpool still won 3-2 or something like that, he had just an assist
or whatever. Yeah,
I feel like no one would be talking about this.
Yeah.
No one would even open that discussion. Couple Bruno questions. Psychov said, Bruno keeps playing well. Do we hold him through the blank and find other ways to get Mo, or do we stick to the plan and get rid? And Pete said, should we be keeping / getting Bruno for the long term, as Man U seem consistently good, and tripling on them after the blank seems sensible?
I mean,
tough call.
He's just been amazing.
So, he was so good versus Leicester.
Yeah, he was awful in the first half, but in the second half, he was unplayable. He was absolutely unplayable in the second half. It was insane. I mean, he's back to when he was 12 million. It seems unfathomable that they play a game and he doesn't get a return just watching them play. And it's so, I mean, getting rid of him just feel like, and I've been staring at that spot.
Me too. I got rid and I hated it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like next to Rashford, like looking at my midfield and just like, how am I going to get rid of this guy? Like, what am I doing? Yeah. This feels insane. And, he's got pens, which we found out recently, and I don't know. It just like doing him to Mo like feels bad to me, even though it looks like
that's an extra game.
Yeah, extra game. Liverpool, we know Bruno doesn't show up in big games, and then they have kind of an odd run, but the way that they've been playing, and they just look really good. So I'm very hesitant about removing Bruno, and I'm like trying to find a way not to.
Yeah.
And I might, and that could be my path to just getting Trent and Robbo and crossing my fingers on cleans, and getting Darwin. I could do that.
I mean, I think you, me, and literally everyone this week is doing a lot of like picking and choosing, figuring out a big puzzle of how do we keep the guys we really want to keep? How do we also get the guys that we really want to get? There's no team that's just getting rid of like 3 bad assets for 3 Liverpool players. It just doesn't really exist because they're still so expensive. You have to get rid of someone good.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, maybe Kev is that, maybe Kane is that, but like even those, you can make a very, very reasonable case to hold.
Yeah, totally.
Which is, Bill's question was a good one, I thought, which is kind of relevant. He said, are there any whipping boys at the moment? Because we're just seeing like
teams that are really bad or something?
Yeah, like teams that we can like, be like, okay, blah, blah, blah is going to beat this team 3-0. We see Fulham get a shock 1-0. We see Southampton get a shock 1-0. Everton are tough. Bournemouth beat Wolves 1-0. Like, a really weird week for upsets.
Yeah, it seems more like you just want to bet on the teams you think are good and kind of throw the fixtures out the window because all the teams are good. I mean, we don't have teams like we're used to that are just absolute jokes, like Nottingham Forest. I mean, maybe away is a little easier, but at home, like, they've been good all year. Get the job done. Yeah, they've been good at Fulham. Like, yes, as fluky and bad as they've been lately, they're still like doing well, even though the eye test doesn't match that. Like, I mean, so who are you? Bournemouth.
They're probably the worst team in the league, and they're 2-1, not that bad.
0-1, right? They're all tight games, So, we have these kind of games where Everton just kind of bend over. They're like, we're not going to try this game, the Liverpool game.
This game's done.
Like, great. And maybe that's something that we could kind of, because, we've seen Dyche do that in the past with the relegation battle where he just like kind of forget a 5-0 City for fun, right? Those games where he's like, we're not winning this game. Year. We're not going to try, like, forget it. Like, we're not even going to plan for it. Just jog around. It'll be done. Like, I'll take the heat in the press conference. I mean, unless if you kind of feel like you find some really unique quirk like that in a specific team, I mean, maybe like in like Leicester, I think and Leeds are two teams like maybe are kind of open that aren't, they aren't just horrendous, but they play open games, and when they play a good team, they don't know a different way of playing, so they might be, close to getting a hide and kind of things like. But Southampton new manager, like that's not a thing.
It's almost like
it's just
we're picking a team that like could melt down as opposed to a team that's just a joke and walk in the park.
There's no Norwich.
There's no Norwich, but I think also part of this, and it makes the question even more interesting, is I also think there's no great team.
Yeah.
We're so used to the last 5 years, Liverpool and City fucking everyone. It doesn't matter. 98 points every year. Like, City and Arsenal are in a title race, and neither team's probably getting to 90 points this year. Like, there's really no amazing, great, consistent team this year. And that's another part of it, I think.
That's a good point. No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, even, Arsenal, City, Man United, I mean, these are obviously the best teams in the league, Liverpool, but we still are like, they're all susceptible to a 1-1 at City ground, right? City against Nottingham Forest. Like
Newcastle also, it's like, they're good. Obviously, they're good. They've been a top 4 team all year, but in a normal year, like, they're fighting for top 6, like with their underlyings, they're...
Well, they won a lot of close games. I mean, the points on... But for sure.
Spurs are in 4th, but Spurs, like...
They're just bad.
In a normal year, they're fucking in 8th and like, like nowhere near top 4. And it's just... It's a very weird year. What other games do you want to talk about? Or should we just go to a fuck ton of questions that we have?
We didn't really talk about any games. I mean, the Arsenal game was really fun.
We kind of talked about, Liverpool, Man United a little bit, but the Arsenal game was crazy.
Yeah, they held on, pulled it out. I don't know. I mean, is there anything like super interesting? I mean, I guess Southampton, new manager. I mean, they're just not going to be in free fall, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe,
maybe. They could have lost that game easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brighton just couldn't do the thing that they were supposed to. They did the Brighton thing.
Yeah, they did the classic Brighton game of like 2.8 XG and can't score or something like that. What's up with Mitoma? I mean, are we just... That is actually interesting because, Brighton are one of the teams that double in 27 and they blank this week, right? So you and me are looking at him maybe as a potential swap spot if we get rid of like I was playing with maybe like a Kane Mitoma double move or something like that. He's not taking shots. He's not assisting shots in the last 2. He is still getting in the box at will. Like he's still dribbling people, getting in the box for fun. They're just not turning into shots.
Yeah, I think, there definitely is something to pervining coming inside more than he was, when Matoma was scoring a goal every game.
Popping off.
Because Perv was playing wider, more reserve from what I could see in those games. But Matoma's still playing the same position. I mean, I think this is just the natural ebbs and flows of just he's a winger, So he's not an inside forward. He's just a winger, and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad, and he's still playing positionally. He's getting in the box when it's on the right wing. He's in the box, the far post left wing. Like, he's just not getting it. He's dribbling inside. He's making low flat crosses in the box, and they're just not turning into shots or goals right in the last couple games. So I still feel like I want to be more patient with him, even though he has had these 2 games where it's been a little bit frustrating. Because the Palace game, he had one. He really had like 1 or 2, but that's sort of similar. Shot. Which was a really good chance, like a really good Guaita save, like really good chance. And he had that Bournemouth goal was like fucking fading away header.
97th minute fadeaway header.
Which is an insane, right? I mean, wingers aren't supposed to score every goal, like every game. We're looking at him, and because there are so many players that are returning at a goal a game or a return a game, we're like, we expect that, and that's ridiculous. Like, he's not going to do that. He's a fucking winger. But when we have, Saka, Bruno, Mo, Rashford, like there's so many mids who are Odegaard, so it's just, it puts every spot into this intense scrutiny in our teams, right? But I still think he's fine. Like, I just think he's fine, and I think I need to see, at least like 2 more games where he's kind of periphery. For me to be actually worried or think about selling him, because they still have, they have home West Ham, at Leeds, home Palace, like after the blank. Like, I just want to have him for those,
Yeah, you want him for those for sure.
And then maybe if he's quiet and they're bad, then they play Man United, Brentford, and I'm like, Spurs, Chelsea, Man City. I'm like, okay.
That's
and the doubles aren't until way
bench.
later. I could be like, yeah, all right, let me fuck him off now or something.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I was really encouraged when I looked at his just getting in the box stats, because from an eye test, I expected those to be worse, right? Because I'm like, he's just not in the game that much, right? Like, he's too wide. He's not getting in the box. Sort of like what people were saying with Mo earlier. And then you look, and he's getting the same touches in the box. His carries into the penalty area are like legit one of the best in the league. Well, probably one of the best in Europe. Like, just does it for fucking fun. And he's still doing that stuff. So that's encouraging to me. That's encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess it depends. I mean, it's a different question too, because this is people that hold him. Like, is this a spot that we can comfortably transfer out? And we'll get there in the future. But I mean, McAllister and March. I mean, as much as everyone knows how much I detest March. I mean, it seems like almost the team's built around him at this point. It's kind of astonishing, because he is the player that is routinely and regularly the danger man. For their team, and
he's the one on
awful.
The end of stuff.
Everything.
Whereas Matoma's the one moving the ball into the box.
Like, he's tip of the spear kind of player.
I feel like you rarely see a cross that is to Matoma hitting it first time far post, whereas you see that 5 times a game with March.
I mean, March is just somehow keeps putting up all these stats. It's just So that's tough, I mean,
March's shots are 3-4, 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. Not exaggerating.
That's the player.
Switches off 3-4 every game.
That's the player you want.
That's the player you want, straight up.
Right?
Straight up.
I mean, if you don't watch any games, you're benefiting here, because if you watch games, you're not picking this player because you're like, wow, he's bad. And Matoma's unreal. But if you're looking at it from an FPL standpoint, you're like, oh, this guy does all this sick shit, but like kind of needs to score with his only chance. This other guy just does all this shitty ass shit, but scores, 1 in 5. Well, he's shooting 4 times a game, so that's better.
He's like almost half an XG per game in the last bunch.
And McAllister, I mean, he's on pens. He's playing more forward with Lallana.
And he's getting tons of shots,
he's getting tons of shots, and we know he's fucking good. So I don't know what to say about this bright midfielder. It's a mess, because some will 2-2 and a double, and someone will 10-13 in the double, and we're just going to be sitting here like, oh, I hope it's the one I have.
Let's talk about Trips, because he's also, everyone owns him. He's blanking. They've been bad.
Dude,
they have
God tier. Bring him back in and just bench him every game. Wild card him in.
So good.
Don't start him. Never start him.
And he's blank, and then at City. So Owen said, for people who've owned Trips since game week 1, is it better to keep Shaw or Trips ahead of this blank? Shaw bathing in points right now. And then Dundee Monkey and Dano said, is it time to bail out of all Newcastle, including Trips? Seems like a good time to pivot and get differentials on those who still have 2 or 3 Newcastle players, especially as Trips seems the easiest way to get to Trent. So what do you think about Trips out? I think we don't really need to talk about like Botman or Miggy out. Like those are fucking obvious, shouldn't even be in your team anymore. But what about Trips? He's the tough one for me.
Yeah. They have 2 doubles still to come.
Yeah.
They have at City, who you're not starting him in 26.
Yep.
But, where I think at the point where you're concerned, right? I mean, they're not playing as well, and they haven't had Bruno, like noted. But
That's
they're
huge.
they're gonna get him back, and they still have Wolves, Forest, Brentford, Villa. Like when they play 7th and below, I expect a clean.
Oh my god!
And
yeah, me
I
too.
think most
especially
of us,
with Bruno.
Yeah, most of us that have Trip. Well, everyone in the game that has Trip. I mean, no one bought Trips at 6 besides me, right? So, you bought him at 5, just bench him. I think you need to just start looking at that spot as, just someone you bench, and he's part of a rotation, and that's fine. And I think that's it, right? You want him for the doubles. You want to bench him when they play United, but you want to play him when they're playing Villa. You want to bench him when they have, Spurs or Arsenal, but you want to play him at Everton or Southampton or whatever. So
even
I think
Liverpool,
that's pretty much it.
10 men for majority of the game, lost 2-0. He created fucking 5 headers off corners.
Yeah, like, a lot of corner action.
An inch away from an assist. Yeah.
Yeah. On his
he still is just a god tier player, I think, and he's probably untouchable. But, it's a lot
the other
of money.
thing too is, right, you could easily do snip snaps. You're going
to lose value, but it's not that bad.
Well, the other thing too about it is like 27. There are all these other teams that double. They don't double. You're not starting 25. You're not starting 26. It depends on your team, but you can look at it and say, okay, I want a doubler here. If he's holding your team hostage from not having doublers because you're trying to hold Trips, that's stupid, right? Like I think if you can turn Trips into, Robbo, and then in 27 turn him into, I don't know, Dunk or Purvis or something.
Who doubles?
If the rest of your team is in good shape, like that kind of thing, you could definitely look at that. I don't think he's someone that you should automatically hold and don't consider transferring.
He's
him
not
out.
Rashford, right? Like he's not.
Yes,
Auto. Don't even ever think about considering getting rid of him this week. He's definitely not that.
I agree.
But I feel better with him than without him is sort of where I'm at. Even though I'm not definitely 100% not starting him for 2 game weeks.
Fair enough.
He's expensive.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
Josh B said, is Ollie essential? He's not trolling Jeff, apparently. And then Bear said, Ollie keeps getting points and plays Everton and Palace the next 2 weeks. If it's not clear that Jota Darwin are going to start both, is picking up Ollie to fund Kane good transfer business.
Yeah, I mean, he's just scored 4 and 4.
It's crazy.
Emery, I mean, look, right, you've always liked him more than I have.
I love him.
I've criticized him heavily at times, but what we do know there's a player in there, and basically I think in the history of Ollie at Villa, he's just been used poorly, and the system has been bad, and it hasn't been kind of set up to his strengths. And with Emery, it's the first time he's playing with a real manager since he got there, and
true,
he's making it work. They're kind of a train wreck right now, Villa.
They're
really fucked up.
So weird.
Yeah, they're just fucked up. Like every game, we have no idea what to expect from them.
Yep. Except Ollie scoring a goal.
Yeah, except Ollie scoring a goal. I mean, their next games, they have Everton, Palace, West Ham, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Forest, Newcastle. I mean, they could win all of them, lose all of them, draw all of them. Like, I have no idea. Any given day, they could do anything, any result against any of those teams. Seriously, right? Like,
no, I mean, I totally agree. They play. I don't know what the hell Emery's up to. It's very not Emery football, is what they're up to. But the thing that I'll say about Ollie is I've always really rated him highly. We know he's a bad finisher, right? There's plenty of guys in the world who are bad to average finishers. I think he's just hot right now. Like, I honestly don't think he's a pick. Like, this is what happens when you're good and you get hot. You score every game. Rashford's also doing it. Rashford's been historically been. It is. Obviously, he's better than Ollie. I think he's taking an
actual step forward, though.
For sure. But he's not stepping forward to, I'm the best finisher in the world. Like, that's too big a step.
Fine.
But he's scoring every game, right? And so the thing with Ollie is that, you know, with any of these guys, with Miggy earlier in the season, is you don't really know when it's going to end. And we're right around the corner from 8 straight without Ollie scoring. Well, we're right around the corner.
That corner.
We're always right around the corner. So I don't like picking guys like that just because they've scored 4 and 4. And, you know, unless he's like doubling and like all this shit with other more motivating reasons to get him, I'm just not a huge fan of the pick.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. I also think in the landscape of the game, just looking around is like, there are just so many better players and picks, I feel like, than him, even though they maybe haven't scored 4 and 4.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing.
Like Darwin, it's like, if Darwin's hurt, I think Darwin's just irresistible to me right now.
Yeah. Fucking Darwin.
Like, even I take Nacho over Watkins 1,000,000%. Not close.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. He does have way worse fixtures, but yeah, I think so. Save like $1 million there too.
Yeah.
Why not? But more questions. Fucking hell, there's too many questions.
Are there any games you wanted to talk about from the weekend that we didn't? I mean, do you want to talk about Spurs at all?
Yeah, we should definitely talk about Spurs. I mean, you have Kane, right?
Yeah.
So that game was fucking unwatchably bad. Unwatchably bad. So Kane is for sure out of your team? For Darwin?
Yeah.
Assuming Darwin's not.
Yeah. If Darwin plays and he's fit, that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely feel like I don't know what to do with Kane. I think keeping him is fine, and I think selling him is fine, and one of those is going to be plus 20, and one of those is going to be minus 20. You know, so he's got home Chelsea, loves the London Derby, then he's at Wolves, home NFO, 2 fucking bangers. You know, that game was very unwatchable until the Emerson goal, but I thought Spurs were pretty good after the Emerson goal and created enough, and he got an assist, and you know they were all over them and were clearly the better team. I mean, I don't know. The thing with Darwin, the thing with Kane to Darwin specifically is the reason you do it this week is because Liverpool have an extra fixture in the next 3, right? So Kane plays 390s. He's playing 270 minutes next 3 game weeks. The thing that I don't know is how many minutes is Darwin playing in the next 3 game weeks.
Yeah, I don't care, honestly. I mean, he could play 80 less minutes in the next 3 game weeks. I still think he'll score more points and he's better.
Pick.
I think he's just better by every metric, everything I can imagine. Picking an FPL player is not close.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just follow my belief on that and just pick the player. I mean, Kane was back to playing DM again, and he should play DM because they have no creativity in the team. And that's the best, that puts the team in the best position to win. You know, I mean, it's just, Spurs, look, right, West Ham are a joke. They just fucking park and they play with 10 defenders. They play with more defenders than Spurs. It's fucking
the
laughable.
only team in the league. Only team in the division
that plays. They're fucking a joke. It's ridiculous
at this point. By the way.
Yeah,
fuck off.
It's ridiculous. It's just such an embarrassment that this continues to happen week on week. You know, but ultimately, I still believe that Spurs are just bad. And
also, best job. I just wanted to say, best job. One of the best jobs in Europe you could take right now, like the easiest jobs, is West Ham.
Oh my god!
Like, oh my god! Take that job and your stock will fucking skyrocket. Because you're gonna climb up the table really fast. Yeah. You're gonna sell fucking Rice for $150 million in the summer, and you can rebuild the entire squad the exact way you want it. It's a dream job.
No, I agree with you 100% on that.
But anyway, sorry.
But yeah, I mean, like losing Bentancur, Basuma. I mean, I think, Skip's a tidy player. You know, Sarr, he was good one game, like fine. He's 10 years old. They play these fucking awful wing backs. They have awful center backs. Their goalkeeper's out. Forster's awful. I just have no belief or faith in this team at all. Danjuma came over, can't get a look in. He's probably their best attacker. I don't get it.
their best attacker, but yeah.
Well, no, right, but other than Kane, I mean, it's just like play. I just don't see it. I really don't see it, and I don't want to. And this is like with Kane, it's like also looking at with Bruno or someone or Mo's like the team looks fucking bad, and he looks like whatever he does. He floats around, he passes,
and he still returns every game though. That's the thing that I'm struggling with.
Yeah, he returns every game, but it's like how many times does he get the header at the 1 yard line because they forget to mark him, and then he wheels away and scores 9 points. He's done it a lot this season, but when I watch the games, I don't see them and watch him and be like, this is repeatable, this is bankable, this is what I want in my team. I watch Bruno, and he's just like, big chance created, huge chances, the team's flowing, they're passing it all around, they have great patterns of play. Like, this is still a Tottenham team that play with fucking 9 defenders, and they suck.
That was Micro's question, was basically, is Kane the better cash cow than Bruno this week? Even though obviously Kane has a game and Bruno has a blank.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know. So, look, right, I've been saying this all season. He just returned. He got 5 points. And he didn't really do much the whole game. But it's just, I don't know. I'm not like having fun watching him or watching Spurs this year. I don't want to have FPL investment in them either. Like, I want to root against them because I hate the way their team looks and the tactics they play and everything they stand for. And I want them to lose every game. So I don't want to have Kane and have that at the same time.
He has 2 blanks since the World Cup came back. That's the part that I'm struggling with. He doesn't need 5 shots to score. He just needs 1 chance to score. He's great creativity. He's going to get trickle in with assists. He's going to get pens. They get a lot of pens somehow. And I'm really still torn. I totally hear you, and I don't really disagree with anything you say. That's why at the beginning of that thing, I was like, I think both sides are right. I think keeping him is good, and I think getting rid of him is good. And
I agree.
I haven't settled on what I'm going to do yet. Do I need the money? Do I not need the money? It depends, who I transfer out for Mo, which I don't know yet. And it's just a fucking mess, dude. So
I agree with that. And it's I'm back to I think I learned something this week where we did our pod last week, and I was like, I'm on rash cap. And then as the week continued, I was like, oh well, cheap.
Yeah.
And that was, my I want to try and keep following my initial instincts, especially when I'm playing with house money. I'm not doing well, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But my gut is just like, I didn't really want him. I still don't really want him. So fuck it, fuck him. You know?
Yeah. And go
even
for the
if
upside.
It's not smart,
I get it,
right?
Yeah. Well, that's the one good thing about getting rid of someone like him is that no one's capping him ever, and he's not getting double-digit hauls, really. I mean, he has a few all season or whatever, but you're not absolutely fucking dying by, a Kane 6-pointer any week. It's not that.
He doesn't usually get 6 though, because a goal is pretty much always.
Well, I mean, his latest are 5-2, 8-6, 5-2, and then he had the 16-pointer in game of 19. All right, moving on. A lot of these questions, I mean, we got so many questions. Shout out to the Discord. Love you guys. But when it's, should I do this, or this, just fucking DM us, because it's not good
DM
podcast shit.
Don't DM me.
Yeah, or Walsh, whatever. But
not me. Don't DM me.
Kendall said, does the return of Raz make Felix less
Would you
appealing?
want to DM someone who's ranked 47K or someone who's ranked 2.2 million?
The real heads know. The real heads know
Milan.
that you're still pod partner. You still have the track record.
Yeah.
Does Raz affect Joao Felix pick? Is anyone
Raz
really
was unreal, dude?
He's so unlucky that he didn't score. I'm sad for him because I just love him. But he came on. God. Kai was too. Him and Kai came on and just fucking dominated.
Yeah. I mean, Kai playing a little Fofana boy. I mean, Kai needs to play.
That didn't work. That did not work.
It's not going to work. I mean, he's probably saving them, right?
It sort of seems to me like he's playing for the Champions League because top four is maybe just out of reach at this point.
Too far away. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible. But I mean, winning the Champions League. That's where he's pushing his chips in on.
There's no great team.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, his team included.
His team included. So you might as well have a stab at it, I mean,
they just are so schizophrenic at this point, honestly. I mean, we don't know who's going to play. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know who's lining up where. We don't know what the tactics are. 10. Yeah, it's what we've been talking about. They're so unpredictable that, even though their squad is easily top 4 on talent,
their squad is
a ridiculous, laughable squad, how good their squad is.
And but that's why the games aren't played on paper.
Yeah, there's just still no picks. None of them know who they are. Nobody knows who any of the other players are. They all just arrived. And Potter's just trying to sift through the mess of talent and skill and sacks. And he's just, he's jerking off and he's coming out with blanks, basically. It's bad. It's bad for them.
Joao is at Spurs this week, but then their home leads at Leicester next to. It might be, if I have to project forward a little bit, it might be Darwin for 25 and then Joao for 26, 27. That's not out of the picture.
No, because Liverpool have really good fixtures too, don't they?
No, they have Man United in one of them.
Yeah.
And then I think the other one's really good, but I don't remember. Yeah, Bournemouth.
At Bournemouth. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that could be a thing, but yeah. Anyway. I think it's just there are no picks on Chelsea. They don't double. It just leave them alone. Let them keep doing all their weird ass shit.
Not even Reece James?
Not even Reece James.
A puff of Jackson, when bringing in doublers for blankers, what's the max amount of hits you can take before it becomes dumb? And Aurelio followed up and he said, I'm planning on taking a -12 to add 5 fixtures. Talk through hit strategy during blanks and doubles, please. Fucking -12 turns into a...
They need to DM each other. They need to hash out those two.
Yeah, but he just answered Papa Jack's question. Clearly it's not dumb. Yeah. Aurelio's probably high ranked.
Well, I mean, I think you have to look at who, when you're transferring out blanks or if you're transferring out actual players who are playing 90 minutes, right? That's the litmus test on this one. Yeah. So, if you have, 6 blankers and you're taking a hit to have just 3 on the bench and put 3 players in, right? Those are less point hit deductions than they would be otherwise. But when you're replacing someone who's playing 90, who just you don't like for someone who's better, then that just goes... Just like any other game week, it doesn't matter that there is a double. You're just, kind of
right. And if you're getting rid of someone who absolutely won't play, they're red flagged or they don't start or whatever for a doubler, I mean that's barely even a hit. If you're thinking that the doubler you're bringing in is nailed, then that's we say on normal weeks that's a -2. But if the player you bring in is doubling, it's -0 by the same calculation, right? So
yeah.
But it's very team to team. How many?
Wober's fucking killed me, dude, with his little shoulder antics.
Yeah, you're relying big on 2 shoulder injuries this week with Darwin and Vobes. Huge week for shoulders for you.
The Vobening. We need to get him to the shoulder specialist.
Only a few more questions. X50 said, is JWP a crazy pick? He has Leeds this week. He's home to Leicester in 26. Doubles in 27. Are there any Southampton picks that interest you? It seems like they might be starting to turn things around after finally binning off Jones.
I mean, JWP is just back on his bullshit.
He is
roll back in on his 150 plus as always, as is written in the stars, playing every single minute in the season.
Of a crazy pick. Literal opposite of a crazy pick. Yeah. He's faithful.
Yeah, he is. I mean, we talk about glue, bread and butter, whatever you want to call it. If you think that you can play the game and have one spot in your team at 6-5 million in midfield and just put in 150, and then you're happy with that and you work around that, he's it. So
yep. He is literally. I just did the math of his points per game so far, and they're the fucking worst team in the league in 20th place. He's on pace for 145 points.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke.
You set your clock to it, dude. He's
159 last year, 156 the year before. They're the worst team in the league this year, and he's still on pace for 145.
Yeah. He's great.
Great pick.
Great pick.
You bring him in, you hold him until your wild card. You might keep him even when you wild card, depending on what the doubles are or whatever's happening. But yeah, great fucking pick. Like someone, if you're making like a triple move, say you have 2 frees, you're making a triple move to bring in 2 Liverpool players and you need a cheap mid for that 3rd spot, great fucking pick. Just do it.
On pens.
On pens. And his free kicks are pens. It's just a joke. Sonnet said, I need a cheap mid for under 5 million to get to 11 this week. Is there anyone other than Bailey or Pereira?
Under 5?
Under 5 is real cheap.
Oh, Solly March 5.1 get fucked. Well, he doesn't play. You're looking for this week? I mean, Shock is 4.9. He's really fallen off. Remember when Shock was like being talked about as a pick? That was funny.
Yeah, he got some people some points. I mean, Somerville maybe. You know, he's home Southampton.
He's starting. Yeah, he's been starting. I think that's a good shout.
Yeah, not terrible. There's
I thought
really not many.
was really good, and you know he came subbed off hurt, but he was playing really far forward. He was really like just free 8, like completely crashing into the box. Leeds had no idea what to do with him.
If you're gonna pick any Everton attacker, it's Onana for me all the way. Dyche correctly is building the entire team around him because he's by far their best player. And and he's a monster on set pieces too. Like he could get a 10-pointer randomly and he doubles. Yeah. Love it.
But
Love
he might not double because might be injured. So we have to you want to check that. Yeah.
What's the latest on him? He said it's just a niggly little injury. I think it's manageable as his fitness and game understanding improves.
His game understanding is going to affect his physical being.
His X touch and go is through the roof.
Very X touch and go, yeah. I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's good list. And last question was Sigurd. He said, Kane to Nacho to fund fun stuff.
Yeah, fine.
Could do worse, but I am deeply nervous about Nacho's place in the team because they lost 1 game. So we might just not see him until
might not see him
January next season.
Yeah, I mean, he was good in the first half.
Really good in the first half.
And then he didn't come back out at halftime. He did because he was on the field, but he didn't really come out.
Really, no one on Leicester did. Like, I think it would be wrong for Rodgers to blame the second half on him, but it's Rodgers, so throw logic out the window.
I mean, and it's hard. It really doesn't get much worse than their fixture run. I mean, they have Arsenal at home, and then they have 3 aways with Chelsea in between at home, and it's at Southampton, at Brentham, at Palace. Like, not a lot of goals in those games. I feel
not
like
a lot of goals there.
Like, those are going to just be like really cagey, tough away games for them. You know?
Yeah.
So,
maybe not the time.
Maybe not the time. I don't know. If not now, then when?
That's true. That is true. I was looking at Dom because, I watched the highlights in those games and I'm like, oh my God, Dom is back. Bournemouth are back. Get in. Their fixtures are home City, at Arsenal, home Liverpool. I was like,
Liverpool Darb.
Yeah, true.
I forgot about that. That's actually horrendous for a Liverpool clean sheet perspective. He's going to score in that game 100%. Darb.
Yeah. But earmark game week 28. That's when the Dom revival begins. So
okay.
Oh man, big pod. What are you looking at for your team? Let's jump to our teams.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, Kane's definitely looking to Darwin, looks good. And then I basically need to decide, like, if I want Mo or if I want to get double defense or if I want to do Bruno or what.
Yeah. It's so fucking hard this week.
I could get any combination pretty easily. Just taking a hit. I have 2 frees, triple move. I mean, I'm pretty much I'm like definitely going to do a triple move. But yeah, I just haven't decided which Liverpool players to get.
Yep.
Do you have any preferences for me in that? Like, do you think I should be getting Mo or getting double defense, keeping Bruno? Do you have any thoughts?
It's just so brutal because you don't want to get rid of Bruno, Rash, and obviously Saka and Odegaard are untouchable. They fucking double. So if you wanted to get Mo, the only way you could do it. Well, what if you did like Kane and Matoma, but you don't want to get rid of Matoma either, right?
Not really.
And based on what you said earlier.
Yeah, not really.
So I think you should just follow your heart. I mean, if there's anything I want this season, it's you to follow your heart and have fun with the game, because you're not having fun with the game. So I think that means Kane to Darwin, assuming fitness, and then bring in, Trent and or Robbo.
Yeah, I mean, I could also just not take a hit, and but then I just have less
Kane
players.
And trips, right?
I mean, I could do Kane and fucking anybody, but then I won't have 11. I know if I did trips, I would. Well, Ake probably won't play because he's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, but not having 11 is fine.
Yeah.
I really think it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I was talking, though, about really trying to like corner the double and trying to, max out on the double. So I think I would want to take the hit to just get Robbo also to play with it. But yeah. All right, I'll think about it some more. Because Bruno and Kane are interesting in my life and how I view the game. Is it's like I kind of hate both of them, but when it comes to FPL, like Bruno, like owning him, I just like enjoy that more than with Kane for some reason.
Yeah.
I think it is because I actually really don't like Spurs. And
I mean that's not think, dude. That's entirely the reason. I mean,
I kind of don't. I never have minded Man United. Like I've always kind of like been intrigued by them and interested in their squad, and they always have players that are interesting to me. And their manager turmoil is always like entertaining, and I'm just kind of like watching that sort of thing. I don't know. Just Spurs deeply get inside underneath me, and Man United, I'm just like, yeah, kind of like them. Like they're fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you looking at?
The fixtures for Man United are kind of weird. I mean, I just don't think
they matter that much. I think they're so good. That's the thing.
The counter argument to that would be that they've had like ridiculously easy fixtures in this run of form. And now they're starting to play all the hard ones. It's hard to say that because you look and they played the two best teams in the league in this run. But every other game is home NFO, at Wolves, home Bournemouth, at Palace, home Leeds, at Leeds, home Leicester. Legit, just every team's bottom 10, and most of them are home games.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I just have a lot more belief in them in general, that I just think they're really good. I mean,
they're definitely better than Spurs. Like, I'm not trying to argue that.
No, right.
I'm just
right.
They
beat City. Like, I don't know.
How good are they? And I think that's hard to tell.
Yeah, I definitely. I don't think that they're top of the league, but top 4. They're playing teams that are beneath them.
Yeah.
Even though maybe some of them are away. We know that they have some aways coming up that could be a little tricky. But
yeah, they have a lot of aways.
I feel like they just are creating so many chances. Like as a team, when I watch them, just like every 5-10 minutes, they're just creating a good chance. And
the high press is like has revolutionized their team. It's what makes Rashford good.
They finally figured out how to do it together. They haven't even had Casemiro. Like they haven't been playing with a midfield these couple games too, and they're still winning. I mean,
We'll get to like Shaw later. I mean, I don't think we need to talk about Man United defense for the next 2 game weeks, but I mean, watching those games, you're just watching like there's no chance this team is like looking good for cleans, and Casemiro is obviously a big part of that. But I'm interested to see like what teams are going to keep Shaw and just blindly start him for at Liverpool, home Southampton, at Brighton, at Newcastle, and what teams are just going to be like, no, I'm skipping them, because that's going to be like a lot of points difference, I think.
Yeah, could be.
So my team is this. I have 5.
Vice. Let's go.
5. Oh, I don't know. I didn't even touch that. I have 5 blankers. I have 2 frees. I have 1.6 in the bank. Dude, I'm so lost. I mean, I think.
Yeah, you're lost on the sauce right now. Buddy.
Very, very, very lost this week. I mean, I want Mo. I want Darwin. I want Trent. I want Tarko.
Yeah, you can't do all that.
Yeah, I know, but those are like the guys I want. And I don't know who I'm going to get rid of. The obvious cash cows are Kane and Kev, who both play. So it's just fucking hard, man. I don't feel like I'm that close to knowing what I'm going to do, if I'm going to be totally honest. Do you think it's very obvious for me? Anything?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Because the thing with Kev also is like, we were just saying 2 weeks ago, he's just a bad fucking pick.
Yeah,
and then
he was amazing last game.
He was fucking amazing.
Again. Yeah, he's back.
And he plays more than any other of the attackers other than Haaland, you know? And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you know, why am I getting rid of this player? And they have really good fixtures. They're at Bournemouth, home Newcastle, at Palace. So it's tough, man. I don't know where I'm going to go. I think, you know, holding Rashford is for sure. I think holding Mitoma and Estupiñán makes sense with how they're playing, with home West Ham next, and then a really good double after that. I think that all makes sense. What I'm going to do with Trips, I don't know. Botman is the easiest sell of my life. So that's kind of like where I'm at with my blankers. And then as for like who to get rid of, again, my only 2 cash cows really are Kane and Kev. So I have to like decide one or both of them. And then if it's only one of them, I have to decide. I can't really get like 3 Liverpool players because they're still just so expensive. And the guys that I'm selling, like Botman's really fucking cheap. You know, Mitoma, if I got rid of him, is really cheap. Even Trips is like, he's a defender. You know, he's still fucking 5'5". It's not like I'm getting a ton of money for him. So I don't know yet. You know, it's a big Champions League week for Liverpool. Get more info, more tinkering for me. But for right now, I think I'm going to get Mo. I think I'm going to captain Saka. And that's really all I'm at.
Well, how are you going to get... So you're going to get rid of Kevin?
Or Kane.
Has to be. You're going to do Kane. But who? What midfielder are you going to get rid of?
I could do like Kane, Mitoma.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I'm on 2 frees and I have money in the bank. It's very far from like impossible to do that.
You have money in the bank?
Yeah, I have 1.6 in the bank.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can almost afford just trips to Trent straight up. You know, like I have a lot of money in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kane.
I mean, I could do trips, Kev, Kane to Trent, Mo, Darwin for -4.
I don't think that's good.
I mean,
you're taking a -4 and you're having.
I'm taking a -4, but I'm getting
Bueno and Pereira.
And I'm getting +4 fixtures.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't love that.
Yeah. It's tough. Like, if it was another week, I'd consider getting rid of Eddie or, you know, these other guys. But, you know, Eddie fucking doubles. I'm not nowhere near touching him, you know? Trent seems fun, but I do still not believe in Liverpool defense. So maybe I should just, like, throw that out the window and just make Tarko my defensive move or something like that.
Well, you only need to do that if you can't afford it, though. I mean, it depends if you're getting Mo, like what you're doing with Kane, that whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's how hard do I want to go for Liverpool attackers, too? Yeah. So, like, let's just imagine that Darwin's fit. You know, maybe he doesn't start, but he's on the bench, subs on against Madrid, right? That's fit enough for me. It's like, do I want to just go really hard and go Mo Darwin and just believe in the team?
You can't do that with Mitoma, though. Who would you get rid of?
No, I'd probably have to get rid of Kev and Kane.
Yeah, like that seems like you're just spinning your wheels because then you're holding on to 5 blankers. Like that seems dumb.
I know. Yeah, it's stupid, right?
Like, because I'm thinking almost like, what is your route if you kind of give Liverpool a miss?
Oof, it's so risky.
Because if you go like Botmania and Trips to, you know, Tarko and Trent.
Yeah, I mean, I can easily afford that.
And you just don't hit, you chill, you have hopefully 11, and, you know, you just kind of bank on maybe Liverpool or not. That's the thing, though. I mean, I think you need to also like take temperature of like what everyone is doing because, you know, given where your rank is, because, I mean, we might be like inflating, like how bad are you going to get fucked? No one had Liverpool players last week.
I know, so, but like
how fucked are you going to be? Like, how many people are going to actually have these players? You know, it might be less than you think.
I need to like sort of almost take stock of like the other like FPL pods, see what those guys are doing, right? Like talk to Late Riser, see what he's doing, you know, like Because there's a world where, I mean, Mo already has 200,000 transfers in. Gakpo already has 250,000 transfers in. It's been a fucking day.
Yeah.
You know, if they start against Madrid, if either of them score, if Darwin's fit, those are just going up for sure.
Yeah. Because I mean, the other thing, I still like Kane and Botman to Darwin and Trips, like, or Darwin and Trent. Like, yeah, that's good.
I like that too.
I don't like your routes to Mo is basically my issue.
That's what you're thinking. Yeah.
I don't like getting rid of Kevin, and I don't like getting rid of Matoma. So
the thing with Matoma is also he's so cheap that it really is like it's extreme to get rid of him. It means like that's my only move almost.
Right. Well, you would get someone in for Kane who play like Nanto or something, right? Like someone who plays.
Right.
Just for this week. But yeah, I just feel like that's not.
I don't think it's a bad week to take a hit. Also,
no, I agree.
You know, like there's a world where my moves good time to bring up, you know, JWP that we just talked about is like Botman, Kane, Matoma to Darwin, JWP, Trent. That's a -4 that I strongly believe in. You know?
So you would be taking a hit from Matoma to JWP?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's smart.
I don't know if it's great, but it's something. You know, there's just, like you, doubling. I mean, not dissimilar to you and not dissimilar to, I think, every team this week. There's fucking a million players I could get and routes to go. And I just genuinely don't know which one is the best.
Well, that's
because a lot of them are really good.
That's what we have the My Life pod for.
That's what we have Thursday for. That's what we have Champions League for.
In the bank. Yeah. We'll be good. We'll get there.
We'll be good. Let me slap an ass. We got Dino, the only sign up this week. Slap your ass. Get in there, Dino. Good job at you.
Thanks, Dino, buddy.
Any last words, brother?
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Check at FMLFPL.com. Follow on Twitter at FMLFPL, sportspager.com/FMLFPL. Subscribe, rate, review.